This is episode number 4, where I share some news and testimonies of what's going on with Texas Tenor Works. What's going on? This is Quamon Fowler coming to you with another podcast for Texas Tenor Works or Texas Tenor Music. And man, I would like to thank all of my listeners out there from around the world and here locally. The internet is just wonderful. You know, you get a chance to share things that touches people all over the world, and you never really know how you're affecting people until they reach out to you. And so I wanted to show some appreciation and share some of the feedback that I've been getting, first of all, from the podcast. So let's take a look at some of these testimonials. So on episode number 3, I covered primary and secondary income, which was a chapter in my book, The Christian Musician. And I got some feedback from Joe Mafande. I hope I'm saying that right. But he posted on the blog for the podcast. He said, Quamon, I'd like to thank you for your instructive words of wisdom in knowing how to position oneself spiritually and in the ministry for progressive and sustainable growth. I encourage you to continue producing all of the wealth of musical and spiritual value you have for the sake of and benefit of a few who have an ear to hear what the Spirit and you have to say. LOL. In simple words, continue your ministry as you have my support and appreciation for its existence. A note on your music. I find your music spiritually clean and musically sweet, taste, and touching. Keep it up. Man, thank you so much, Joel. I really appreciate that. And that's my motive. I mean, that's what I aim for, to, try to stay focused on the main thing, and that's God, having a relationship with God through Christ Jesus is what it's all about. And that being at the center of my heart, the works that I do come from that place. And, I always wanted to be not only a blessing to people through some of the music that I create, but also help people with information and knowledge that I've acquired over the years. And like you said, there's a small audience of people who want to hear what I have to say and share. So I appreciate that. I also had a testimony from YouTube that I want to share, and this is from a fellow saxophonist. We posted a video from a performance that we did for a Southwestern Baptist event. And I would like to share that with you. It was, okay, the commercials got me there. But it was from, the comment was on a video entitled Forever. And you can go to YouTube and look on my channel, Forever by Q and the Crew, and you'll find it. And I want to read a comment that came from a fellow saxophonist by the name of Phil French. Okay, so it says, hey, bro, you're my favorite tenor saxophonist. I'm feeling the sound in all caps like never before. The vibrations are a true testimony for you, bro. You can feel it in every song! ! Congrats and God bless, man. So that's from Phil French, and I appreciate you, Phil. Phil also is one who plays and travels. We usually help each other out with gigs and referrals. If I can't do a gig, I'll try to get Phil to do, and if Phil can't do one and I'm available, he'll reach out to me. So we've definitely helped each other out on gigs. So I really appreciate your feedback and your kind words. And, once again, I just wanted to share some of these testimonies that people have sent in. And there's more. But if you want to leave a comment, you can leave one, of course, here on the blog or wherever you're consuming this podcast. Okay, so I got some news to share. I wanted to update you all of what is going on because it's a lot of moving parts to doing this. One of the things is another guitar player by the name of Hugh Neil Lee. I actually call him Neil, and he's a guitar player from Korea. He's been in Dallas for the last, 10 years or so, maybe 7 to 10 years, something like that. And so he's actually, he has released his CD entitled Living Water. And I had the opportunity to help him with kind of, going through the project, getting the project done, going through the process, rather. He ended up recording it at January Studios, where Joey Lomas is the recording engineer. And he had Colin Campbell on piano. He had Young Hio on bass. He had Terrence Hobdy on the drums, and a vocalist by the name of Shalia James, who actually sang on one of the tunes. And of course, myself on saxophone. And it was a great project, straight ahead, gospel or Christian music themed songs and titles. And, here in this particular podcast, I wanted to showcase some of the music. So I'm going to play a little bit of his music, and you'll be able to get it also on iTunes, or you can stream it from Texas Tenor Music. You can go to the Texas Tenor Music stream by going to QuamonFowler.com/music and click on the subscribe button there on that page, and you'll be able to access this new CD, also all of my music that I've released previously, and some of the new stuff that I have coming up. So check that out. So here is Neil's CD, and I'm going to play the tune with Shalia singing on it, entitled Secret Place.
Surrounded by harmony in a secret place where you'll be, where I can hear you clearly. Opportunity to meet with
That was Secret Place by Hunil Lee. And you can get, once again, this CD. You can stream it from Texas Tenor Music Stream here. If you go to QuamonFowler.com and click on the music tab, you'll be able to stream this CD along with some of the other music from my collection. Also, if you are wanting to access the songs through iTunes to download, you can check it out on iTunes. And this was a great project. We recorded it at January Studios with Joey Lomas, and it was fun. All of the songs are original songs, and I was able to write one for Neil, the one that's called Blues Lee. So it was great, a great experience, and Neil is excited. One of these days I need to have him on so y'all can get a chance to meet him and we can talk to him about some of the songs. So, his inspiration. But anyway, we're going to move right along. I have a release of my own that I was able to put out through my website, Texas Tenor Music Stream. And mine is entitled Little Q is Here. And so I wrote this song for my son. And, he has been a blessing to us. He has been around so far a year and 3 or 4 months now. And he is definitely a joy. He is a miracle baby because he was born at 23 weeks. So he has an awesome testimony. I saw him when he was 1 pound 4 ounces, and he's bloomed to be a long boy, now a little over 17 pounds and looking good. And, it's just been a blessing just to see him bloom, and just through the prayers and support of family and friends, God has definitely came through and been faithful and still working miracles in his life. So I'm just thankful for him. And I wrote this song that was actually co-produced with Carl Wagner, who is a phenomenal producer, piano player, saxophone player, and has a great ear for mixing. And so he did the mix on this. He asked me, he's like, man, who's mixing it? And I was like, I don't know. You want to give it a shot? And he's like, yeah. And so Carl has been helping me get these songs mixed. And this is one song of many that we're going to release through Texas Tenor Music Stream. Okay, so check this one out. This is Little Q is Here. Great. That was Little Q is Here, a clip from that release. And yeah, so I'm excited. It's definitely a different approach that I'm taking with releasing the music. And it's something that I wanted to do just to stay in control of my music and the way that people consume it, and trying to cut out the middleman as much as I can. Of course, you always have to pay for the payment processing and the website that you're going to host it on. But it's always good when you can have control over your intellectual property and be able to know who is buying your music or buying your products, and be able to communicate with them. So when you purchase any of the music from a website, I'll know who you are, and I'll be able to reach out to you and tell you thank you. So definitely am excited about that. And also, of course, I've been promoting the book that I released a month ago now, The Christian Musician: Learn What Your Real Gift Is and How to Succeed With and Beyond Your Music. And, I had some great feedback from that book. I had another testimony to share from a friend of mine who plays trumpet. He's a church member, Bobby Johnson. So we'll take a listen to a testimony from Bobby.
Hi, my name is Bobby. Just finished reading The Christian Musician by Quamon Fowler. Very good book. I'm glad I bought it, picked it up. Once I started reading, I really couldn't put it down. It gives a lot of information and insight about his musical journey, especially from a Christian basis. It really opened up a lot of things for me. I answered a lot of questions, me growing up in the church myself. A lot of the myths that we were taught growing up, he explains them and just kind of gives you a real good insight of the Christian musician and what your goals should be, what your just what your goals should be, and not just focus on music only, but it really tells you how to be established as a man or a woman of God, and then put music as a secondary, not as a career, but just putting God first in everything you do. And just really explain the creation roles, and just it gives a very good perspective of the musician's mindset. And I just really enjoyed it. I encourage everyone to get it, especially musicians, Christian musicians. I definitely recommend that you get this book. It would definitely help you out and give you some insight from a musician who plays on a very high level and still loves God also.
I really appreciate Bobby. Him and his wife moved here from Oklahoma, and they're fellowshipping with us at our church. And it's been a pleasure, hanging out with Bobby and talking to him about his background and helping him out musically. And it's something when you're raised a certain way, and we all come from different backgrounds, especially for those people who are in the church. I mean, some denominations were pretty hardcore about not listening or doing things that wasn't done at church, or stylistically, certain musics to stay away from. And of course, people's faith level and their knowledge and convictions are always going to be in different places. And depending on a person's ignorance or what people are able to tolerate, everybody's going to vary in opinion. But at the same time, and it's a journey and it's a process. The point with me, my parents allowed me to listen to jazz and to listen to different things. I've of course, even with the rap earlier on, we listened to that. I mean, I guess we snuck it in the house some type of way. But for me, and this is what I mentioned in the book, like I kind of got turned onto jazz when I was around 14 or so. And so I kind of gravitated to that music because it was more intellectually stimulating. And I wanted a challenge. Of course, I liked the rhythm and the feel of a lot of the rap or hip hop or whatever that was going on. We came up in Fort Worth. It was gangster rap and bass, Nemesis and different Magic Mike and stuff like that. That was like the music that we heard. And of course, once I started playing saxophone, I started checking out Kenny G, Najee, Dave Kaz, and those kind of musicians. But when I got a hold of jazz, it's like it was something that was more stimulating from the standpoint of an intellectual aspect, and it was a challenge. And so I wanted to dig into that. And so I started going more from the 90s, going back to the 70s, 60s, and 50s, and even 40s with the music that I was listening to. So it really caused me to want to study deeper. And so, of course, when you grow and you mature, a lot of the stuff, the music, even if it's not with words, God can still deal with you, because you can make an idol out of anything. Even if it's fishing, or if it's bodybuilding, it doesn't have to necessarily be just music or entertainment. Anything you can make an idol of. And so you have to have some balance when you do study music or have a craft, because the whole point of the matter is God needs to be first, and he helps us to prioritize our lives and put things in the right place, the right places. And that's really what I wanted to communicate through the book, because it's a lot of myths and misconceptions about things when it comes to maturing and growing as a musician. And also, from the standpoint, you can overdo it, because what happens when you do spend too much time in the music and trying to sound like this person or wanting people to ooh and ah about your ability, then you got your whole motive focused on the wrong thing. It ain't about none of that. It's just a style, or it's just a particular talent that you have put your time and energy into. It's not really about that. God doesn't care about any of that. He cares about us functioning as human beings, being a husband, a wife, a father, and a mother, and raising kids and taking care of our kids. We're replicating his kingdom. He's a creator. We're creators. And so we first need to be responsible for, taking care of our business and doing the right thing, so that when we mature and get into relationships with other people, we can be good stewards of our relationships. And even when we have kids, we can be good stewards over them. That's the whole point and purpose. The music and everything that goes on within an industry is all man-made. The industry didn't start with God. The industry started musically. So when I talk about the music industry, like I mentioned in my podcast, the music industry started with Cain's lineage, Jubal, and he was cursed. Cain was under a curse. So you don't want to get wrapped up into a particular industry and the way that industry model is, constructed, where you make that an idol and you serve that. I had to learn that there's a better way, there's another way. And that's where the Bible comes in, the Word of God comes in, because it challenges your mindset, it challenges your motive, and your heart has to be in the right place. And when you get your heart right and you want and desire God and you want to do the right thing, then he'll help you to organize and reprioritize some things in your life, so that when you do create music, if you're a musician, it can come from a more sincere, honest place, and it's pure. And that's what I want to do. That's my heart, and I pray, I can stay in that place, and not be in bondage to, a lot of the vices that come in pursuing a career in music, So I just wanted to share some testimonies and give you all some news about what was going on, what's happening now. And once again, y'all can go to QuamonFowler.com and click on the music tab, and there you can find out about the music streaming service. It's actually 14 days free trial. Then after that, it's just $7 a month. And that's where you'll be able to get hear or stream Neil's music, and also you'll be able to get my music there. And make sure you just stay tuned. We're going to be posting podcasts every week, and we have some performances and more videos to post up. So make sure you get on the website and go to YouTube channel is it's youtube.com/Texas Tenor, TEXAS10ER. You can go there and check out the videos and subscribe. Also, if you would like to get a copy of the book, we are getting close to being sold out. I need to order some more books, so you can get it from my website on the front there. You can get it there. So that's it. I'll be back. Hopefully I can bring some of my friends on, and you can get a chance to meet them. Send your comments in to me. I would like to read them. Your testimonies about how Texas Tenor Works has been a blessing to you. Some of the music or the podcast or whatever, I'll try to give you a shout out in the podcast. So that's all for today, and we will see you again next time. Peace.